All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Complexity Casting. For the first time, bringing you the CryoNine Inhouse League. You might have heard about this a lot from me plugging it, or from Breaky casting it, or just wherever. It's all the rage now. The competitive players playing in this quite a bit. But this is your first time to see it here on coLcast, and I'm happy to bring it to you guys. So this is it. Right now, we do have Team Franzzii taking on Team Tralf. They have drafted their teams, so let's go over that really quick just to show you who's in here. Franzzii choosing to go with first pick on Riser, rounding out his team with Male from QSQ357. We got Jeppins playing for Team Domain of Pain. It's Overflow. I'm not quite sure who that is. I've seen him around. I think it's a Smurf of someone. I'll have to find out later. Tralfamadore. On the other hand, though, the other captain, he went with Chessie and Fine, also getting Pallet, the manager, backup player for TDM, and Ty Princess. So I'm not sure who that is as well. A lot of these players do play on some Smurfs sometimes, but I assure you they would not have been picked if they were not damn good players. And as you see already, this is banning draft, something that you might not have seen too much in the past. It's an older game mode that just doesn't get used too often, but we use it for the in-house league to actually just bring some differentials into the picking banning phase. You want to see some different heroes, so you get a random selection of heroes. Each team gets 2 bans, and then you pick from there. Banning, we did have Moon Queen, Magnus, Aluna, and Glacius, so some of these stronger standard heroes there being banned out, and by getting rid of some of those heroes, you see some very interesting lineups like we see right now. First pick from Tralfamadore, Silhouette. So going with one of the stronger heroes in the lock pool, of course. But then we do have Witchslayer Pharaoh on the other side for Franzzii.
And for the pick, I think we're gonna have the Carl.
What?
It's gonna be.
What? Hold on a second. Okay, so sometimes for some reason that'll come through, and I actually don't know how to disable that. I've talked to S2 before about getting that disabled, and I have no clue how to do it. Maybe like this. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that actually takes care of that, but that was kind of weird. So we got the Silhouette. That was going to be first picked over there. Responded with, I completely lost my position here. We responded with Witchslayer Pharaoh. Tralf goes for the Succubus Accursed, then goes back to Franzzii picking Forsaken Archer Vindicator. They finish it out with Hellbringer Amon-Ra for the Hellborn team, and the last pick, a Scout coming through. So a very, very interesting pick indeed, going with some heroes that we definitely do not see too often. So let's go ahead and get on into this, guys. Thank you for joining me for the very first CryoNine Inhouse League being presented here on coLcast. Team Franzzii going to be taking on Team Tralfamadore, and that is it. So let's go over these teams one more time. Franzzii going to be playing Vindicator. Currently has a couple wards, so going to be playing that more support Vindicator, and going to be supporting Jeppins, actually, here on Scout. Not playing the Suicide role, but going to be playing that hard carry. Male, not going to be jungling. He's on Witchslayer. This is something else that you see in the in-house league, is you don't always see the people playing their same position. Last game we were watching, I looked at the stats afterward. Franzzii was actually playing that Demented Shaman at 450 gold per minute. He played it in a solo capacity, as there comes the stun from Amon-Ra that is actually Path of Destruction. We've also got Ignite and Ashes to Ashes. And In-House League is going to help me learn some of these more obscure ability names, because we see some interesting heroes for sure. Franzzii getting picked off right here, perhaps. There's the Path of Destruction. There's the Graveyard Stun from Amon-Ra. And Scout actually going in for a little bit of body blocking. The Fire Shield going to detonate, and Scout will be getting out of there. Another Path of Destruction on the way, perhaps. Going to be going, but there, a nice sidestep from Male. Tree Grapple coming out from Silhouette. Not going to be catching anybody just yet. And so the Legion team does have to fall back pretty far. Team Franzzii just wanting to make sure that they do not get picked off. And I guess I lied. Jeppins is going to be playing that Suicide role on Scout. So I actually saw this from, I believe, Q Squad. I saw a Suicide Scout a few weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago, And it was, unfortunately, a random out of the lock pool. And then they tried to make it work. Unfortunately, it just didn't. So that's a little bit bad for them. But that's what they're running with. And in the bottom lane, of course, you do have Forsaken Archer being played by Overflow. And Riser going to be doing his thing with Pharaoh as well. So interesting that they're running a Forsaken Archer with a Pharaoh. You typically see Pharaoh in that solo lane. But we'll see, we'll see. Silhouette with the tree grapple up here might be taking some pressure. So he's not suiciding. Franzzie's actually here. Going to be able to use that brain drain, get some damage out, steal some intellect, steal some mana. And just like that, looks like Team Tralf will have to fall back. That is, of course, Pallet, the backup player for Trademark, their manager, teaming up with the big man himself, Tralfamadore, on the carry Silhouette. In the bottom lane, they do have Fane, Fine for Pencils. Not going to be in the jungle or doing any kind of supporting this time, but will be playing the Amon-Ra. Stop canceling the Path of Destructions. I'm sure we'll see multiple times. And Tide Princess going to be his buddy down there on Succubus. The mid lane matchup, Malay on Witchslayer going up against Hellbringer, being played by Chessie. As Hellbringer's doing a lot of harassment. Of course, Hellbringer with a fantastic attack animation on this model. And just able to put out a lot of harassment even throughout the multiple nerfs he's received in the past year. Used to be one of the strongest heroes in the game. Just people loved picking up this hero. We don't see him that often anymore, though. So a little bit interesting that he's died off this much. He's still very strong. That ultimate, one of the better initiating tools. Breaky always used to say the best initiating tool in the game, bar a portal key. So I guess you could say that. But Chessie in the middle lane with his double Mark of the Novices. There's initiation in the bottom lane. The sleep coming out onto Pharaoh, so he's going to be all right. And the tower finishes off fine. Riser gets credit for that one, actually, as he was asleep, but the Hellfires were still going off. That was so brutal. And Fine just a little bit upset about that one, perhaps. So with that, Team Franzzii off to a pretty decent start. No junglers in this game, as you often see. Junglers just not really being as popular in the in-house League metagame. And, well, without those junglers, you're going to see a lot more dual lanes. 2-1-2 for both of these teams. It really is a different kind of game in this league. So I'm sure that as you guys are exposed to it more often, and even myself, I've watched probably a couple dozen of these games in the past 2 weeks. Participated in probably a dozen myself as well. You'll get to know a little bit more about it, as Chessie's going to be going on to Malay right here. Applies the level 2 Death Boil. We'll throw in one auto attack. But you can definitely tell this game's a little bit different, as Sleep goes on to Amon-Ra right there. Going to be able to save him from the pin, and now they're going to be able to try to put some pressure out as the Sleep does expire, but not enough pressure coming from Team Franzzii, so Amon-Ra will be able to escape this time. Let's take a look up at this top lane, as Silhouette is currently 16-2, farming very well, 254 gold per minute, as opposed to the 9-2 of Scout. Combine that with Franzzie's 0-0, and it's a real easy 9-2 still. So Tralf doing a great job up in that lane. But Franzzii putting out a decent amount of pressure as well, top amount of harassment on his team thus far, and is trying to keep Tralf as low as possible, but with Pallet just hanging out in the forest, using that mana battery to keep his own health and mana pool up, he can use the Cauterize and the Fire Shield as a nice wall of mummies. He's going to be able to catch Amon-Ra once more. The pin, but another great pin right there. Or excuse me, another sleep. But Amon-Ra still takes the fall. The Hellfire just a little bit too good. Boots and a potion going to be picked up, while the boots already being picked up. Potion being used as Chessie gets a kill onto Malay in that middle lane. Very, very well done to actually take out the opposing team's mid. I mean, you talk about Witchslayer. He's one of the better solo mids in the game if you don't have to worry about somebody like a Parasite or an Ophelia coming from behind you. And losing to Hellbringer, who... And Hellbringer is just a stupidly, stupidly good hero given the right set of conditions. And Chessie has found those conditions very, very well. Take a look here as Forsaken Archer is still trying to make something happen. Silhouette actually gets the fire shield right here and trying to turn around the damage onto Scout. And hold on a second. Let me take a look here. Sorry, I just glanced over at chat. People were talking about spoilers coming out. As I'm still on a 6-minute delay. I know that some of the other people streaming this aren't necessarily having it on a delay. I've just been on a 6-minute delay all day long casting this tournament games. So didn't turn it off. I might turn it off after this game perhaps. Alrighty, so let's actually take a look at this then. So Forsaken Archer still trying to get some farm down here. 230 gold per minute. Doesn't have the highest of CS at 14 and 4, but still in a good position with a 1 kill and 1 assist, as opposed to Tralf up there, who's still 0-0 and 0 with a substantially better creep score, but their gold per minutes are roughly equal. Or not roughly equal. Tralf is actually ahead by about 40, so I don't know, guys. It's been a long day, and I think I'm just going to have some fun with the In-House League. I'd love to have a co-caster with me, but we have 3 In-House League games going right now, and I know that the people that could have been casting with me were either playing already or not available. Everybody's back to school and work after the holidays. But I will try to have co-casters with me for these in the future. It's generally speaking pretty easy to find one, but people are still getting off of school and work. Witchslayer with the double line stun right there. Going to be opening onto Silhouette. The electric eye silence goes off. And Silhouette will go down. A Curse not able to get that cauterizer fire shield off in time. So Tralf takes his first death. Another sleep going off there as Raw gets stuck inside of the wall, even though he's using the Path of Destruction. Not quite able to phase over those cliffs. Curse not really using his illusions too much. The It's Gosu player maybe losing his edge after taking up more of a managerial role, and I know that his computer was actually experiencing issues lately. So perhaps just fallen behind, doesn't quite have the APM that he used to. I'm just giving you some crap there, Pallet, as Hellbringer's going to be going in here in the middle lane, drops the Death Boil. Pharaoh's in from behind, though, might have to use that Malphus a little bit defensively if he gets initiated on, but no, there's nothing to close the distance, and Malay will just be hanging out there. Still level 5, Chessie with a 2-level advantage over his fellow mid player, and doing fantastic so far. Currently the top farm in the game at 321 gold per minute, and Franzzii could be in some trouble. No teammate on teammate action just yet. So Amon-Ra in the bottom lane, he's farming decent at 221 gold per minute, a little bit out farming this Forsaken Archer, who's actually going to do a little bit of pulling with this double stack right now. She should be able to climb back up pretty healthy amount with that. And Jeppin's up in the top lane, 220 gold per minute, the top on his team. That's kind of not ideal on your suicide type scout, long lane scout being supported by a Vindicator. He has picked up a Trinket of Restoration in addition to a Life Tube. So going for that very heavy regen build. And now Chessie getting encroached upon by this Vindicator and the Witchslayer, who's hit level 6. If they're able to land some stuff onto Witchslayer, should be able to combo him down perhaps. And as Chessie pushes forward just a bit, he takes a line stun. The Graveyard's coming out of the ground and just going to intersect with his face. Pharaoh going in on a kill, perhaps onto Amon-Ra. He's able to path the destruction over the walls effectively this time, and the sleep even going out, making sure that Forsaken Archer is not able to pursue any further. Overall, not a lot of kills going on, and this is kind of odd for In-House League. You typically do see more aggression, but Chessie dominating that middle lane and not really being able to roam just yet. As Pharaoh goes out once again, Path of Destruction already being used, and Succubus could be in some serious trouble right now. Sleep not going to be going off just yet. The Hellfire goes up, but the long cast animation there on Succubus is going to be her end. She's going to take a fall in there. Riser gets the last hit. So Team Franzzii up 4-1 in terms of hero score now. With that 3 advantage, though, they're not able to close this golden experience gap as Scout's trying to man up onto Silhouette. Tralf hits that power supply, though, and with his life tube, he's going to be just fine. Oh, Raw gets caught out right there. The pin very well placed. And Pharaoh is able to assist for that kill. Scout opens up onto a cursed, and Raw actually comes back up. I forgot that he comes back up when he's level 6. And does take the fall. Looks like the piercing shards or piercing arrows were actually used there by Forsaken Archer. Man, it's been so long. I don't know that I've ever cast Amon-Ra before in a game, so good practice for me as Forsaken Archer going to try to get out of there. What? Malphus comes in. He's going to be able to use that to push, and Forsaken Archer takes the death in the well. Interesting. I don't know if experience was actually given out. It doesn't look like experience was given out for that kill. So that's a little bit unfortunate there for Chessie. Interesting. I guess it was not actually the Malphus that got the kill right there, but the Death Boil tick before he was able to regen in town. But, very peculiar. But with that Malphus out in front, we'll be able to easily take down this defensive tower. Might even be able to go into the jungle and maybe clean some creeps up with that as well. Chessie with the double damage right now, just dominating this game. 342 gold per minute. For those of you that are just joining us, this is in fact Inhouse League. I know that it says Scrimcast down here. I need to come up with a name and actually make a graphic for that name, as I wasn't planning on casting Inhouse League today. I just kind of came on and saw, oh, okay, there's some Inhouse League matches, and then right after figured, you know what, I've got a lot of viewers, might as well cast some Inhouse Leagues for you guys. But this will definitely be more common in the future, so it will be a little bit more clear. I should actually change the title real quick. coLcast presents CryoNine Inhouse League. Team, actually there's action going on in the middle here. Oh, as now Amon-Ra being caught out once again, gets stuck inside of the wall. He does not have his ultimate available. The Succubus hold going to be going off onto Vindicator. A nice graveyard stun though. Vindicator will be able to escape for now. The fire shield being applied, and Succubus gets hexed immediately though, and well, looks like Team Franzzii going to be able to fall back as Tralf is actually pushing this top tower pretty dang hard. Scout, of course, doesn't have a whole lot of anti-push potential, but speaking of Scout, 250 gold per minute on Jeppins. He's not too far behind Tralf on Silhouette. Finishing up that life tube, grabbing a Trinket Restoration, got his regen, and now Ghost Marcher, so he's actually going to be able to hit pretty dang hard. Not doing so bad after all, but they have a TP coming in here in the middle lane. Who is it? Pharaoh's there. He has the Wrath of the Pharaoh available. Not going to be using it on anyone just yet. Sorry, I'm still trying to update this title. Okay. So there's the title update. Hopefully that'll alleviate any confusion onto what this is. As the tower is taking some more pressure here, Tormented Soul going to be coming in. Where's the Wrath of the Pharaoh? Not going to be used yet. Witchslayer just arriving on the scene. And Vindicator, level 6 now, gets hit by the Malphus. Going to take the Flame Breath. There's the Wrath of the Pharaoh onto Hellbringer, though. Amon-Ra going to catch out Vindicator in the top. Going to try to run him down with the Path of Destruction. Ignite is there as well. And now they're going to perhaps turn their attention to Pallet. He takes the Silver Bullet to the face, and down he goes before he's able to use the Accursed Ultimate. So trading 1 for 1, some big ults being used by both sides. What is this called? Flame Consumption. I wanted to call it Bathed in Flames, but that was a stupid name. Tralf going to try to bring down this tower finally, as there's more initiation here in the middle lane. Scout going to be going for the sniper shot onto Succubus, and down she goes. Going to be able to bring her down. The top tower goes down as well, and Chessie going to take a fall right here. Scout, he's not actually afflicted by that death blow and will be able to escape. So Team Franzzii picking up some good kills, actually take the experience lead while falling a little bit further behind in terms of gold, as that tower does go down in the top lane. Will they be able to actually push down the mid? Doesn't look like it's going to happen right now. The Malphus just with a little bit too much anti-push potential, perhaps. So Tralf up there. He's finished up his Sustainer and his Steam Boots. 332 gold per minute with the last hit on that tower. Not looking too bad. He actually didn't get it. Went to the team. but not bad at all, as opposed to the 270 of Overflow over here. I'm going to have to figure out who Overflow is, because I should know this name. I think it's a Smurf, somebody Smurf. I know that we got Nicolas Cage, Moon Meander in there, and Pavement is B-Kid. So a lot of these guys do play under their Smurfs, just because we do require that you actually have an 1850 account to join. Even for the competitive players, so they're playing on their 1850 plus accounts. So we'll figure out who Forsaken Archer is over time, but has to be a well-known, good player, respected player to have made it into these games. Tralf and Franzzii, they only take the best for their teams. Interesting seeing Franzzii play Vindicator as a support. I know when they had actually reworked Vindicator, they said they wanted to get him further away from that support role, turn him into a real hard carry, giving him the attack speed. But Franzzii choosing to play him a little bit different. Perhaps there just weren't some real strong supports available, as Mally needs to be very careful in this middle lane. The 170 gold per minute mid player here of Team Franzzii looked like he was perhaps going to be opened on by Silhouette and Chessie. Chessie does once again have that Malphus available. The Malphus comes out right there. Here comes the slow. The shackles applied onto Mally. Wrath of the Pharaoh looks like it's missed. Vindicator ultimate going to be silencing everybody. Silhouette's still able to actually get out of there. Oh, I don't understand that. Pharaoh's going to be going down in the middle of this. Line stun misses once again there from Witchlayer. And Team Franzzii going to have to fall very, very far back. Did not want anything to do with that. So, Vindicator silence, I know it's only level 3 seconds at level 1. Or level 3 seconds at level 1. But was Silhouette able to activate her Shadow? Or did that just wear off very, very fast? I'm not quite sure. As there's a big stun right there. The piercing arrow is not going to be lining up too effectively. Marksman shot going to be coming out onto Silhouette. She takes some big damage. And Scout going to work on trying to bring her down. The silver bullet was canceled. Okay, I heard the sound go off and I was like, what? But Wrath the Pharaoh down for 30 seconds as Scout's trying to actually initiate here. There's another big graveyard stun right there. Amon-Ra's going to be in some trouble, and down goes Silhouette. Tralf going to hit the floor. Amon-Ra going to be coming back up in one more second. Flame consumption on a Cursed. He's going to be able to stay alive for now. Amon-Ra goes down as Chessie's back in the front lines. He's able to bring down Witchlayer and Scout. Forsaken Archer going to be falling as well. And so now it's just Vindicator, teammate on teammate action. Dortmund and Soul trying to save Vindicator, not quite able to though. And Pallet will actually get the last hit right there with, what was that? It looked like a cauterized, maybe a fire shield exploded and I didn't notice. But Team Tralf once again looking pretty good. Up 4,000 gold at 18 minutes into this game and 1,000 experience. So not bad in those terms. Currently, the top farmer in the game is Chessie. 362 gold per minute, followed shortly thereafter by Tralf, who's only about 900 gold from finishing up his Nullstone. Chessie, of course, did rush for the very, very fast tab of the command with his bottle and his Mystic Vestments power supply. He's actually pretty tanky, able to go one-on-one with pretty much anybody on the other team. Levels very, very important on that hero. And as he starts to level up his Life Void, you'll see him in the middle of these team fights just soaking up so much damage. On the other side, though, Forsaken Archer also going for a Nullstone, perhaps, and I disagree with this. Overflow, you need mana regen on Forsaken Archer for sure. You want to be able to spam your spells, but she farms through raw damage, not through casting spells like Draconis and even Silhouette do. So you don't need that mana regen nearly as much. I much rather would have preferred perhaps a Whispering Helm or an early Soul's Bulwark on this Forsaken Archer. Those two items together actually make her extremely strong. If you're able to get the Soul's Bulwark, Firebrand, and a Whispering Helm, that's a total of about 6,000 gold. If you're able to get that by about 25 minutes in, you can actually farm very, very fast. I've had multiple players tell me that they believe Forsaken Archer to be the fastest farming hero in the game if you're able to secure that core item set. But looks like Overflow going to be going for something a little bit different. Vindicator just doing his support thing, and Pharaoh not quite able to get enough farm either. Riser doing his babysitting role almost with the Forsaken Archer in that bottom lane, so wasn't able to get a whole lot of last hits. Currently 28 and 10. Scout, he's working on a sustainer, so he wants to get that Rune Cleaver most likely, but he's gonna be real hard pressed to get some farm with that, with the Forsaken Archer also on the team. Hellbringer looking for a kill. There's the Life Void. The Shackles go out as well. The Malphus is on his face. And it looks like Witchslayer will be able to get away from now. No! Malphus turns around and just squats him down. Amon-Ra's in position now as well. And Hellbringer not done just yet. Wall of Mummy's trying to protect himself as the top tower will be going down. Nice deny there from Jeppins. Unholy Shackles though on to Scout. As he takes the path of destruction, he'll be taking the fall. And not perhaps worth it. I don't know. I don't know. But Jeppins wanted to go for the deny, hoping that he'd be able to get out of there, but not quite able to. Silhouette, even with the Nullstone. Ooh, nice job using the Shadow. The Piercing Arrow is actually being wasted. Does clean up some creeps with it, but not quite able to find home. As Silhouette with that Nullstone and only 50% life would most likely have been taking a fall there. So in this situation where Silhouette's going to be going up against Forsaken Archer, and they're both going for a Nullstone, I think that Silhouette is vastly in the lead. Her mobility allowing her to farm in some more aggressive locations is going to just supersede Forsaken Archer's more innately damage output potential, or more innately farm potential, I guess. I don't know what you want to say. The ability to use that split fire and just farm up stacks really easily to push out lanes real fast, especially when she's competing with a Scout for farm. I think that Tralf's Silhouette is in much better position, so we'll see how Overflow chooses to deal with that situation. So right now we are at 19 hero kills, 10-9 in favor of Team Franzzii, but they do actually find themselves significantly farther behind in terms of gold. Some of that coming out to being able to push. They're, of course, only one tower down right now. Team Franzzii only finding success in that bottom lane. Forsaken Archer and Pharaoh able to knock that one down. Franzzii himself kind of doing the struggle support thing. And Male on Witchslayer playing the 1v1 middle lane against Chessie. Stark contrasts. 379 gold per minute on Hellbringer. Chessie having a real good time right there. Whereas down here, Male, 165 gold per minute, less than half the farm of his opponent in the mid lane. So Chessie just doing a fantastic job there. Showing his versatility. I mean, we all know him as the jungle superstar. We've seen him recently, actually, as, well, Chessie's going to be going in right here. Malphus is available. Going to use the push stick to get himself out of position. And there's the Malphus, interrupting the TP, and down goes Forsaken Archer. Chessie on an ultimate warrior streak. He is currently 6-1-4. He's in the top lane. Male's going to go down at the hands of Silhouette. So Tralf picking up a couple kills right there. A massacre streak for his team. And now up 6,000 gold, 3,000 experience. But back to what I was saying about Chessie just being so versatile. We know him as a jungler. He can also play some carries, as he played Wretched Hag last week, and he's played Zephyr in the past. Scout might get turned around on right here, and in fact, he might be. There's the Wrath of Pharaoh, though. Gonna try to bring down Silhouette. She does escape out of the wall of mummies, but now she's in some trouble. The Shadow is not available. Tormented Soul gonna be able to bring her down. Amon-Ra has the ultimate. He's gonna be dropping right here. Gotta spread out and then go back in. Not going to be going back in. He uses the portal key and will be able to get out of there. They know that they're that close to the tower and do not want to have to actually get initiated on by the enemy team and give up their lives. So a wise decision from Team Franzzii members Jeppins and Riser. Oh, another nice push right there from Chessie, as he is picking up a Lightbringer. Yeah, Light Brand. It's a Dawnbringer and a Light Brand. So these items, you do see them in Inhouse League. There's a couple heroes that I want to say that we've de facto auto-banned, which are Solstice, and then I want to say Oogie as well. But I want to say that I saw someone to pick up Oogie a little bit earlier. I know that Solstice is banned. I'm not sure about the other ones. So It might also come down to captains. I'm not entirely sure about that. But the items, the Light Brand, Dawnbringer, Grimoire of Power, those are all very much so able to be used in this. And so that is, in fact, what Chessie's going for, is a Grimoire of Power. Going to be able to increase his entire damage output by 15%, and of course putting that 40 damage per second dot onto somebody whenever he uses a spell or auto attacks them. That's a pretty big deal. I think it's single target spells and auto attacks. I know it's auto attacks. Pretty sure it's single target spells. So we'll see about that a little bit later on, perhaps. Both teams just kind of farming around right now. Experience lead evens out completely as Team Franzzii starting to farm decently with Scout. He is now at 321 gold per minute, finishing up that Runed Cleaver as he's going to be initiated on by Silhouette. Wrath the Pharaoh comes in, but Silhouette will just be able to port to the Shadow. And just like that, Wrath the Pharaoh on cooldown. Scout at half-life, and, well, Tralf's like, okay, I'm just in your jungle farming. He has picked up a portal key. Tralf's a big proponent that is a relatively core item on Silhouette. As I just saw another portal key being picked up. Must have been on Witchslayer. In fact, it was. So portal key is the name of the game. Already one here on Amon-Ra, one on Silhouette, Witchslayer, and that's it. Witchslayer just picks one up there on the Legion team as Jeppins might try to initiate onto Amon-Ra. Ult not up for another 60 seconds, but Jeppins thinks twice about it. Needs to still be very careful, though, as Jesse looks like he wants to solo Kongor. You're not that big, buddy. We'll have to pack on out of there. And Scout going to be looking to perhaps steal some Ancients. No, now he's looking at a Cursed. If he can get the assistance of Witchslayer here in a moment, could very, very easily be able to kill a Cursed. But unfortunately not quite able to lock him down long enough. Should have been a little bit more patient there, in my opinion. I think Jeppins really could have gotten that kill if he had waited another about 6 seconds for Witchslayer. But perhaps thought that Witch would have gotten there just in time for the Curse to actually retreat. Who knows? Who knows? Sorry, guys. Got distracted there for 1 second. I've got the Dutch StarCraft League actually starting tomorrow, and I'm going to be casting for that a couple of days. Well, I don't know what, a couple of days a week, a few days a month. I don't know what you want to call it, but trying to make sure that I'm all set up for that, and just got email and some Skype messages, so seeing those flood in, got distracted for a very, very quick second, but I'm back. My attention is now yours once more. So we got a level 16 Hellbringer looking for that regen. Instead, Scout going to be initiated. Oh no, Hellbringer's going to be going down right there. Wrath of the Pharaoh, the Silver Bullet, and a nice job to Team Franzzii, able to pick up the kill onto Chessie. That was actually a very big one. And all of a sudden, now that Team Franzzie's kind of got the items that they're looking for, they've got the Nullstone on Forsaken Archer with 3,000 gold saved up. They've got an Abyssal Skull and a Runed Cleaver on Scout, so he's going to be able to farm just like a Dark Lady would. They're looking for some big ones right here as Amon-Ra takes a bunch of damage, and a Nullfire Blade actually purchased right there. Actually, here comes the Ignite. The Path of Destruction not even being used just yet. Franzzie's in trouble. He's going to be going down. Scout's able to take out Amon-Ra. He's going to be able to come back up, though, and Scout will go down. So a great job by Team Tralf, led by the man himself, to actually pick up a couple of big kills, and now they're going to easily be able to push down this middle lane. Team Franzzii going to have to back up substantially here. Witchslayer trying to get to the middle tower as soon as possible, but with Vindicator down for another 10 seconds and Scout down for 30, this tower will just drop. There's absolutely no way that Franzzii Co. can actually defend that. They will back up, and I would not be surprised to see them try to take Kongor. The nearest ward site is right here from Franzzii, and not going to be doing any counter warding just yet, so perhaps not going for Kongor. There's dust on multiple heroes, but no word of revelations. That's something I've certainly noticed here from Thai Princess, is not necessarily going for the most word of revelations against a scout, which is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I want to let you guys know right now, as let me actually take a look at one more thing here. There's no giveaway for today. Unfortunately, I was not able to get confirmation on being able to give away anything for the day. I will make sure to have that for Sound Blaster Heroes League coverage tomorrow, though, because I want to be giving stuff away as much as you guys want to be giving them. That's, of course, Sound Blaster Z Series sound cards and Rage wireless headsets that we're giving away, courtesy of Sound Blaster Creative. So make sure to tune in tomorrow for the Sound Blaster Heroes League to make sure to try to get your hands on one of those.
Condor has been slain.
Sorry, there we go. Kongor does go down in favor of Team Tralf. And it looks like the token going to Tralf here. Mali actually able to get a kill onto a Cursed, it looked like. I saw Jeppin stalking him for quite a while and moved the camera to check who had the token. And they were able to team up and get a real nice, easy kill. Of course, Scout hitting pretty hard with those Ghost Marchers, the Runed Cleaver, and that Quick Blade now. Is that what it's called? But yes. So that is the current status of this game, guys. I'm going to be looking to cast probably one more game a little bit after this one. Let me check the time. Yeah, going to be looking at one more game today. Maybe two. I don't know. I got to check and see what time the BCS Championship is. Alabama State going up against Louisiana. Wait, hold on a second. Alabama State going up against Notre Dame, Louisiana. I don't know why I said that. So that should be a very good football game for those of you that are fans of football, college ball, coming up tonight. And I got to check and see what time that starts because I'm going to go out and go watch that. So I'll be casting until I've got to go for that. Then might be back a little bit later on tonight and maybe cast another in-house league game or two. Might even turn my own stream on and play one of those in-house league games. Oh, God forbid. As Vindicator does take a lot of pressure. Half-life right there. Just from a few auto attacks. I don't even know if the Death Lotus did connect. There's another kill there in the middle lane. Guys, I'm sorry. I've been seeing Scout just walk around the map, so I've just been kind of ignoring him. As they're actually going to try to turn it around right here. Scout actually gets the invis off after the ultimate comes in from Franzzii, able to buy the life of Scout with that ultimate. They're going to be looking for perhaps another one right here. The Shadow does go down. Oh, a nice courier snipe right there from Scout. His action's going on all over the place. The Shadow goes down to a nice, easy mana drain from Witchlayer. And now the Hellborn team needs to be careful. They initiate on a Forsaken Archer. She's going to try to activate the piercing arrows. Going to be doing a lot of damage to Amon-Ra, trying to burn his mana. Make sure he doesn't come back up. And he will not be coming back up. Silhouette with the Token of Life is taking a lot of pressure as well. She's going to go down. Token of Life brings her right back up. And Succubus perhaps the next target right now. Silhouette able to get away for the time being, but Succubus not going to be so lucky. 2 hits from Jeppins, and she goes down. Team Franzzii now in the driver's seat all of a sudden. Looks like Scout and Forsaken Archer really pulling out, and the Nullfire Blade just doing work right now for Forsaken Archer. Of course, that is known as a counter to Amon-Ra. You get a lot of attack speed, and you burn his mana, and he will not be coming back up. Chessie on Hellbringer was desperately needed in that fight. If he was there with his Grimoire of Power and his Malthus ultimate, he would have been doing a ton of damage. Unfortunate that he was not quite able to get that. Not quite able to get there, as it looked like he was, in fact, soloed by Jeppins. Yeah, I don't know. Chessie was perhaps a little bit low on life, but Jeppins with that Brutalizer, I mean, you can do a lot of damage and lock somebody down for a good amount of time. And Jeppins is getting pretty farmed now. Level 19. Same with Forsaken Archer. And going to be opening on a curse there. There's the Electric Eye. One more hit and he does go down. So Jeppin's just a wrecking ball right now. An ultimate warrior streak from 7-3-5 in this game. And looking very, very good. Going to be going on to Amon-Ra as well. Does have to back up, though. Will not be able to get the kill onto Amon-Ra. Will Ra actually try to turn it around as Silhouette's in the middle lane. Going to be going on to Forsaken Archer. Franzzii drops the Brain Drain. There's the Malphus, and FA is now in some serious trouble. The Nullfire Blade going to be able to cleanse her, and, well, she's going to be able to get escape for now, but no! A nice Fire Breath right there from Malphus. The Nullfire Blade cleansing her of those shackles. Very, very well played by Overflow, but just was not enough to get away in the end. And, well, Jeppins is here now, perhaps going to be going on to Hellbringer. They're going to try to go on to Franzzii, in fact. And, well, there's the initiation on to Hellbringer. The Electric Eye Silence goes off, but Barbed Armor being activated, and Jeppins wants none of that. He says, see you guys. I'm going to town. And he will back off. In the bottom lane, Mally manages to set up a push. As there's the Succubus hold onto Pharaoh. Succubus goes down in 4 hits, though, and Amon-Ra going to be going down. He's going to come right back up as a result of the rebirth. But here's Jeppins going in on Succubus. He's going to be taking the fall, though. Scout not strong enough. And the ultimate there from Witchslayer either didn't connect or what? What was that ultimate? The Silver Bullet just didn't do any damage to Amon-Ra. And he is able to get out of there with his life. Big throws here from Team Franzzii. The Golden Experience lead relatively even still. Jeppins buys back. And so it doesn't look like the Rax push is going to be happening just yet as the Marksman shot goes up. But cancels it or gets out of range. Hope that you guys are enjoying this. Of course, for those of you joining us for the first time, or those of you that are just joining us, this is the CryoNine Inhouse League presented by Complexity Casting as Silhouette, well, she gets hit by the Electric Eye and will have to run away. Does she have the Shadow available? Doesn't look like she does. Going to be going in perhaps once more onto Scout? No. So this is CryoNine Inhouse League. As Wrap the Pharaoh's going to connect with Silhouette. Where's the Tree Grapple? Able to escape for now. Marksman shot would finish her off, but she has a Nullstone. With that haste and portal key, she's the most most mobile thing in the game, but no, not going to be able to escape. Perhaps there's the portal key, or the Homecoming Stone going off. Tralf will get out of there, but Pallet on a curse does take another fall. So take 3. This is coLcast presents the CryoNine Inhouse League, new in-house league for competitive players. This is Team Franzzii versus Team Tralfamadore going up with each other. Currently, the hero score 20-17 in favor of Team Franzzii. They're up 2,000 gold, and the experience, excuse me, up 2,000 experience. The gold lead pretty much equal, and we'll see who goes down here in the middle lane. As Scout with a Nullfire Blade of his own really wants to bring down Amon-Ra. Tralf actually going to initiate right there, and burning all of his mana is the Forsaken Archer. Oh man, Scout just running around in the middle of them. I would be so scared for counter wards, but Ty Princess on the Succubus just has not dropped any, as Tralf is going to be initiating with that Shield Breaker level 3, bringing down Vindicator. He's able to escape for now. There's the push stick, and will he be able to get out of there? There's the TP. The Silver Bullet coming in, actually breaking the Nullstone. Franzzii goes down on Vindicator. Piercing Arrow is going to be catching Amon-Ra out of position. Barbed Armor goes up, and looks like Tralf actually going to be able to bring down Mally. There's the Malphus, and down goes Pharaoh. Forsaken Archer and Jeppins, the only one left. Amon-Ra going to be going down for good this time. He's manning up against Silhouette. Will he be able to bring her down? Silhouette with a huge push stick right there. Jesse with the push of his life on Tralf. And I've actually got to give a damn Jesse. Decent push right there. Shout out to Chessie. Super skilled, keeping Tralf alive, and a hat trick going out for the Chessinator himself. And carrying his team, 418 gold per minute. They're able to bring down the last tower, outer tower remaining, that is, in the bottom lane. And with that, they take a very big golden experience lead. So, not bad, not bad. Silhouette, as I pointed out, the Shield Breaker level 3 has been finished up. So she's doing a lot of damage. Tralf loves getting Shield Breaker. Thinks that it's such a good item, and I agree. It is a pretty good item, an undervalued item for sure after the nerf that it received probably about 8 months ago. After it was just a little bit too common, perhaps, being used to counter the tank metagame that we were experiencing at the time. As you see here, you can actually look at the Grimoire power effect. Just attacks each one of those creeps once, and the Grimoire effect will be enough to actually kill all those creeps. So very, very nice to have on Hellbringer. He picks up an Acolyte Staff in addition to the barbed armor now, and will be able to dish out a ton of damage if anybody chooses to focus him, because he's just going to survive forever. Nullfire Blade level 2 being finished up on Scout, already level 2 on Forsaken Archer, so they're going to be burning a ton of mana. Add the mana burn from Pharaoh as well, and a Curse could be the next target here for Scout. If he stops for any reason, Scout is going to absolutely demolish him, and da-dun, 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 da-dun. Didn't even need the electric eye. Yes. Jeppins just absolutely tears Pallet a new one. Very well done from him. And Jeppins now 13-5-5, getting active after he's gotten big. And I really do like his item build, tailored for the team that he's going up against. As he is scouted out by a Ward of Revelation. The Ignite's going to be going off. Not enough vision, though. He will be able to escape for now. And with that Abyssal Skull, should be able to regen pretty handily against these creeps. Hellbringer Illusions making their way in. They're looking for Vindicator. Tree Grapple, and Vindicator's in some trouble. He goes down. Wrath of the Pharaoh comes in. There's the Ignite. Path of Destruction not coming out. Malthus is going to be activated as well. Down goes Amon-Ra. Is he going to be coming back up? No! Cursed is down still as well. And Succubus taking a lot of pressure. Jeppin's going to be coming in. Uses the Purge and will be able to take out Malthus. Succubus gets one shot right there. And now Hellbringer in some trouble. Has the push stick. No, not going to be able to use it. The Silver Bullet and the auto attacks. A hat trick coming up for Jeppins. Looks like Tralf was the only one able to get out of there with his life. A great team fight for the Legion. Franzzii getting caught out, but a perfect counter initiation Wrath of the Pharaoh there from Riser. Shout out to him for co-casting earlier, but that was a damn nice Wrath of the Pharaoh. Segregated the team, and fine complaining about his hero a little bit. Nullfire Blade level 2 on both these. Look how fast they're bringing down Kongor. Burning all of his mana. They're going to burn his mana down at the same time that he does in fact die. Tralf's going to go in for a snipe perhaps? No, not going to be trying just yet. And as Forsaken Archer gets her shrunken head, she's going to be looking even more devastating in these fights. This is a great game. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. 51 hero kills at 42 minutes into the game. Lots of action and a huge amount of top-tier players. Tralf tries to go for the deny, but Jeppins and Overflow just a little bit too powerful. Forsaken Archer is just continuing to farm right now. All the players up from the Hellborn team with the exception of Chessie. And all outer towers in the game are now gone. Team Franzzii takes the gold and experience lead back as the illusions come in there from Tralfamadore. He has finished up those his Geometer's Bane. I'm sure that's going to be what Forsaken Archer is working on next. Oh, Succubus in some serious trouble. One more auto attack. No, she escapes with 2 HP. They're going to get the hold on to Scout. There's the Vindicator ultimate, though. Succubus will be taking a fall. And there's the piercing arrow is going to be going out, catching Silhouette. Silhouette not going to be going down just yet. It looks like the Token of Life is actually going to be bringing Scout back up. Tralfamadore is going to be taking some serious damage, able to get out there for now. In the front lines, though, Pharaoh has taken the fall. As Riser is in the ground, the Legion team will be backing up. Team Franzzii doesn't want to engage further. I don't even know what went on in that team fight a little bit. I definitely kind of lost track of what was going on, but Succubus being traded for a token plus Pharaoh, certainly not worth it for Team Franzzii. Getting the worst end of that bargain. A Soul's Bulwark is needed so desperately by this Legion team. Like, they need a Demonic Breastplate worse than I've ever seen a team need an item before. It would increase their damage so exponentially with both of these physical damage dealers, the Scout and the Forsaken Archer. Being able to pick up a Demonic on somebody like the Scout, the FA, or even maybe the Pharaoh would be absolutely huge. So I really do hope that one of these players is going to be picking that up relatively soon. Hellborn team just trying to get a little bit of creeping done, waiting for the Legion team perhaps to make their way back out onto the map so that they might get initiated on by Pharaoh. And there's the Soul's Bulwark here from Pharaoh. He's going to be leaving it on defensive for now, probably toggling that as needed. Forsaken Archer with an Invis rune activated for another 15 seconds. Might look for a pick-off. Not going to find one, though. Hellborn team just kind of pub training right now. They know that if they get picked off, it could very well be the game with the damage output of FA. And Scout actually walking by right here. There's still no eye yet, and no Ward of Revelations on the ground. There's only 2 available. Now there's a Ward of Rev down. They're going to be able to find Scout, perhaps wait for him to actually get past. Another Ward of Rev goes down. There's the Sheep, and now Scout's in some serious trouble. The Succubus Hold comes in, and Scout goes down. So that was the pickoff that the Hellborn team certainly needed. Another buyback is available for Scout should he need it. Not going to be using that until the Hellborn team looks to actually push Rax, though. And the Legion team will be doing everything in their power to keep Hellborn on the other side of the map, trying to make sure that that does not happen. Gonna find Forsaken Archer. Tree Grapple going to be able to bring her down, and Forsaken Archer takes the fall as well. She once again does have a buyback, and Franzzii getting caught out as well. Some big throws here from Team Franzzii. Buys out on a Trinket of Restoration just before he goes down, trying to finish up his Astrolabe. But Peter can't be happy with those 3 deaths. Gonna have to buy back twice, or gonna have to spend 2 buybacks most likely to prevent a Rax from taking some pressure. In the end, though, it doesn't look like the Hellborn team is pushing just yet. Now they're kind of congregating here in the middle lane, as Courier had some big items, a Light Brand and a Portal Key. So Chessie picking up a Portal Key on Hellbringer to join up with that Sheep Stick. That is very, very nice to have. And the Dawnbringer going to be finished up on Amon-Ra momentarily. 337 gold per minute on Amon-Ra. Buyback on Forsaken Archer, using the Piercing Shards to push back the creep wave. Scout's going to be up in 5 seconds. Not going to need to use a buyback on him. And Franzzie's up at the same time with that Vindicator ultimate. They're going to be looking for a kill right here. I believe that I just heard the... Oh, there's the Wrath of the Pharaoh going out, catching 2 inside of that. Silhouette's perhaps in some trouble. Amon-Ra definitely going to be going down right now. Tralf is going to be taking a fall as well. A huge fight coming out for the Legion team. 5 for nothing, it's looking like. No, Amon-Ra is able to escape for now. Will he be able to make the big escape, though? A good juke for now. Using the Path of Destruction, going to be able to get up the cliff. He's still being pursued. Another Portal Key up in 3 seconds. It looks like he'll be able to be getting out of there. His ult does bring him back up, so that's on cooldown. I thought that he was going to have enough mana burn. His mana was going to be burned enough, but that was a huge fight for the Legion team. Let's look at the buybacks. None. Team Franzzii in very, very good shape to actually close out this game right here, right now. As no, actually, there are buybacks. There's Silhouette. Almost kills Witchslayer. As there's the Ignite, and Amon-Ra will be able to get the kill onto Witchslayer. The Nullfire Blade's going to be coming in, though, and Amon-Ra's in some serious trouble. No, unfortunately, not quite able to chain those Nullfire Blades and get the slows that they needed. So, well done there to Tralf buying back before I even realized it. I saw that there were no buybacks up, but he had already used it at that point. Get the kill onto Malay, and that forces back Team Franzzii. Tralf able to actually pick up the experience in gold lead once more, and now they've got an eye on Succubus. So Jeppins is going to have to be so careful that he does not get picked off, because one pick off like Franzzii right here could be the game, but hasted Franzzii Vindicator will be able to get out of there. Just going to jet on back to town. I really do hope that you guys are enjoying this. I mean, seeing a Scout in the game along with an Amon-Ra, you got a Vindicator in here, just heroes that you do not see very often. And Scout could be in some trouble right now. Going to be trying to get out of there. There's the Ward of Revelation with the Sheep Stick, and Scout's in some serious trouble. Wrath of Pharaoh going to be coming in. Succubus hold onto Pharaoh, and Chessie actually up on the high ground. Pharaoh will go down. Jeppin's able to escape for now. He is still being pursued. And, well, the Bound Eye is still pretty far away, though. They don't have a lot of vision. And Scout will be able to successfully escape. Pharaoh trading his life for that of Scout's. Got to give a shout out to Jeppins for playing the Scout in this game. If you guys are not aware, Inhouse League banning draft games pretty much exclusively. You see a lot of the common heroes being banned out all the time. And you definitely see some hero lineups like this where you got a Succubus, an Amon-Ra, a Hellbringer, Scout, Vindicator, all making it into this game, just not heroes that you see very often. And you get to see your favorite heroes being played by some other players. As Scout gets caught out, he goes down, and that could very well do it for Team Franzzii. The melee rank's in some serious trouble. No, Scout buys back. Pharaoh's up in 18 seconds, and as soon as that buyback happens, looks like Team Tralf will be falling back. Do not want anything to do with Scout and Forsaken Archer. They know how the last team fight ended up in this middle lane, and they're going to play patient. Tralf moving back up here. Does have 4,000 gold saved up, so he's got a buyback available. And Scout going to be looking once more, maybe for a pickoff. Chessie with the sheepstick already finished up. Should be able to defend himself, perhaps. As a courier does go down, and actually there's initiation right there. Succubus is going to be going down. The Bound Eye hits the ground as well. Tralf in the thick of things. A Curse is going to take the fall. Amon-Ra going down. I don't think he's coming back up. No, he is going to be coming back up. Tralf goes down as well. Amon-Ra uses the Path of Destruction to get the first juke. Is he going to be able to get the next one? Portal Key up in 1 second. No! Tormented Soul going to keep him in position for now. There's the Portal Key, going to be able to teleport on out of there. And Scout just going to be using his illusions to try to push up the middle lane. Once again, Tralf has to buy back. He's now down to 2,100 gold. No buybacks left available, and it's going to be a 3-on-5 push here momentarily. Big cooldowns coming back up. Vindicator, the only one who's not going to have his cooldowns available for this next fight. But Accursed and Succubus also going to be up momentarily. Malphus is still available. So Team Franzzii going to choose to back off. Instead, maybe look for a little bit of counter-warding of themselves here with the Bound Eye that they just picked up. Steal their opponent's Ancients, which Jeppins is happy to oblige with. And just back up, play it safe. Know that they forced another buyback out of Tralf, and he no longer has any available. Speaking of no buybacks, though, Jeppins used his second one a few minutes ago. Doesn't have any either. Looks like Forsaken Archer does still have one available. Hellborn team starting to course through their own side of the map, looking for blood. Slayer picked up onto Silhouette. They don't have a courier though, as it did die to some creeps, and a Nullstone finished up on Scout. Wants to be able to stay safe against that Succubus. All three of his single target abilities can be very, very harmful to Scout, making sure that with his, what is that first one called? Smitten. Curse of Weakness or something, I think is what it was used to be called in Dota, but I don't even know that name. Smitten will, of course, reduce the damage by quite a bit. The total damage output by 20%. Ignite comes in onto Forsaken Archer, and FA's in some serious trouble right now. She's going to go down. Does have a buyback available. She's banked up a ton of gold, 4,700 still left, even after finishing up the Geometer's Bane shortly. No, she actually sold the Geometer's Bane back a while ago to save up for that buyback, which I guess was the correct decision. Buys back, finishes up the Geobane, and does have the availability to get back in here and prevent the Kongor from going down. Both teams just doing some counter warding, as I don't know if there was another Bound Eye. No, the Ward of Revelations are actually being used once again here by the Hellborn team, but great counter warding by the Legion using the Bound Eye that Succubus donated them a few minutes back. Going to be able to get the counter warding done, and will they be able to get another ward in the Kongor pit so that they know when the Hellborn team's doing it, or are they simply going to rely on this ward up here to see up until about this position and perhaps see if anybody is in fact able to go into the Kongor pit. So we'll see, we'll see. Scout picks up the Nullstone that he's finished, and he's getting real close to item capped. He's going to start having to vendor some big items, perhaps the Abyssal Skull for something like a Satanic, or excuse me, a Symbol of Rage, or perhaps that Brutalizer for something like a Savage Mace. We'll see. Looks like there's going to be some push coming in here in the bottom lane. Amon-Ra can try to clean up some creep waves. So we saw Fine actually whining about his hero a while ago. Looks like he's done pretty well for himself since then. 368 gold per minute. Finishes up a Dawnbringer, has a Shaman's Headdress, Helm of the Black Legion, Portal Key, and a Soul's Bulwark. But at 55 minutes into the game, We've got wealthy players on both sides. Scout getting stun locked down by Kongor. He's going to be taking a lot of pressure. There's the Malphus, and Scout's going to be in some serious trouble right here. Vindicator ultimate going out. Jeppins is going to be able to get out of there for now. Silhouette takes the fall. She has no buyback available, though. And Amon-Ra is going to be going down as well. He's going to be coming back up in 2 seconds. Hellbringer in the thick of things uses the Storm Spirit to try to keep himself alive. Pharaoh's going to be going down. Amon-Ra is going to be able to get out of there for now, but Chessie might not be so lucky. He is going to be able to use the push stick, but now he's going to go down, and Amon-Ra comes back up this time, but down he goes immediately. Chessie buys back, and that is the only player alive as Team Franzzii looking good once again. Gonna start working on the Kongor. Jeppins is dead, however, and not going to be able to buy back. Chessie's coming in at full life and mana. Does not have Malphus, but has his other spells. Going to be looking for the Sheep Stick on a Forsaken Archer. Will find that Sheep Stick, but no, it looks like it actually broke the Nullstone, and Forsaken Archer will be able to escape for now. Does take the fall to the actual Light Brand damage there, combined with the Death Boil. So that's what I'm talking about, the huge DOT damage from Chessie. Now uses the Sheep Stick on the Vindicator, so I guess he didn't use it earlier. Vindicator going to be going down to the Ignite, and the Bound Eye drops as well. Chessie with the double tap, able to save the Kongor attempt. And I don't even know what to say, guys. They're just buying back left and right. Every time I think the game might be over, they're just like, no, game's not over. In fact, it's just going to kind of win. And now Kongor being attempted by the Hellborn team. How about that? Witchslayer, the only one up in his base right now, trying to defend the base. Pharaoh's respawned. Wants to make sure that these racks don't take any additional damage. They are, of course, regenning at a pretty healthy clip. Tralf will pick up his token, and bananas are on the ground. I would expect them to be given to Chessie, but Chessie's pretty item capped. Will he vendor something to actually pick these up, or perhaps give them to Amon-Ra, or maybe a Cursed? I don't know. Succubus picks him up for the time being, as a Cursed is going to be in some trouble. The Electric Eye Silence goes out. There's the Storm Spirit on a Cursed, and will he still be going down? Yes, he will. The Bound Eye gets killed, and so there goes the major source of vision for the Hellborn team. Gonna need another one of those, and Succubus and a Cursed not have enough money to actually purchase one. Tralf still has room for another item once the Token of Life goes down, as he's actually getting initiated on right here. The Wrath of the Pharaoh might be available. Oh, we'll actually port onto that, and Tralf, that was a mistake. Gonna be using the Wrath of the Pharaoh. In comes the counter initiation, though. Ra is there. The Vindicator Science gonna be going out, but Pharaoh goes down. Level 19 Pharaoh, not strong enough. The pin comes out from Forsaken Archer, not gonna be able to catch anybody this time, and Malphus is available. Will they be using it? Tralf goes in, gonna be getting the line stun. Down goes Mally. Forsaken Archer uses Geometer's Bane, and she will be able to get out of there for now. Turning around, manning up against Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra gonna go down, gonna be coming back up with the Token of Life and the Resurrection, but Scout trying to man up. No! Gets absolutely disintegrated by the barbed armor. Down goes Forsaken Archer and Vindicator now, and that might have just done it. Counter throws on counter throws, and 4 players up here for the Hellborn team. They should be able to push down these racks. Jeppins down for 60 seconds. Everybody's down for 60 seconds that matters. Savage Mace on the way for Tralfamadore, but that should be it. Expect GG's here momentarily, as Mally, the only one able to buy back, is just not going to be able to hold this against 4 players of Team Tralf. It is just not going to happen, guys. So I will see if I can actually get anybody on for maybe that's BM, but this game is over, as Pharaoh's going to be coming back in momentarily, and I'll see if I can actually get Tralf on perhaps for a winner's interview after this. We'll have to see. Pharaoh's up and using that Wrath of the Pharaoh to come in there, immediately gets sheep, and Pharaoh will be taken down. Activates the barbed armor, but Tralfamadore just don't care. Call him the Honey Badger, because he just pounds right on through that, and that is mega creeps. So that is it, guys. This game's not over just yet, as the fat lady is not quite sung, but you do have some diving going on here. Tralf goes down for 80 seconds, and well, I don't know what Tralf is exactly doing there, even going as far to say, oh god. But interesting. Scout Going to be going for a counter push, perhaps. See if they can get counter mega creeps while Vindicator tries to hold it off. I don't know if I've ever seen a hero as poor of a choice to leave behind to try to deal with mega creeps as Vindicator. The brain drain spam every 7 seconds does help, certainly, as Vindicator... Or, excuse me, Hellbringer's going to be going down right there. Scout able to take him down, the Nullstone being broken. And now they're going to try to turn it around. There's the hold, and Jeppins is going to be going down once again. Vindicator ultimate breaks him out, but no, not in time. Path of Destruction stun will finish him off. And fine, a serial killer. Now 13, 8, and 20. Vote to concede comes up, and let's see right here. Winners interview. Uh-oh, I spelled it wrong. Tralfamadore. There we go. So we'll see if Tralf actually wants to do one here in a moment or not. But guys, that was the CryoNine Inhouse League. See if anybody wants to come on and maybe talk a little bit of crap to their opponent, perhaps. But thank you for joining me with that, guys. Team Tralf does take the win there, and we'll be getting into another game momentarily. I think I've got time for one more, so we'll check here in just one moment. But guys, I'm going to see if I can get Tralf on, or maybe one of the other players here. A winner's interview real quick. 1 minute. So we'll see, but I hope you guys did enjoy that. Of course, CryoNine Inhouse League. Big shout outs to the admin team, and Chessie is actually going to be coming on. So, all right. So let me see if I can get Chessie in a call real quick. So there we go. We'll have him on momentarily. Tralfamadore. So let's see. Pick up the phone. Hey, Chessie.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
What's up? Really, really sick, actually.
Really sick. All right, we'll keep this brief for you then. Congratulations on the win there as part of Team Tralf.
Thanks. Thanks.
We're exposing the players to the viewers to the in-house league just a little bit here on coLcast. So just wanted to bring you on and talk about your Hellbringer just a little bit there. You just crushed Malay in that middle lane. Is that a lane matchup that you had a lot of confidence going in against that Witchslayer?
I had no clue what to expect, actually. I haven't played Hellbringer in ages. I haven't played him in so long. I have no clue how I won mid that big. I didn't know what happened. He had like 1 or 2 CKs when I had like 30. I have no clue.
Yeah, you absolutely dominated him there, and then able to pick up that early Grimoire of Power. I mean, what are your thoughts on that item? Is Hellbringer a hero that you'd like to get that on?
Not on the Hellbringer specifically. I just love the item in general. It's so damn good. I expect a nerf on it, to be honest. I buy Lightbrand on every hero, like every single hero.
It is a pretty good item, and after that, I mean, going for that portal key, able to get some big initiations off. At one point, I saw you get picked off solo by Jeppins in the middle lane, so weren't always able to defend yourself, but throughout the majority of that game, big Malphuses, able to get the Life Void down and just do a ton of damage. You really did contribute greatly to your team's success. So congratulations in that. And what has your experience been so far in the in-house league? How's it been treating you? What do you like about it?
I really love it. It's so fun. You get to know all the players even better, and especially when there's no beef between the players. And I just find myself getting along with the players really nicely, and even the players that I didn't know that much before, now I know them even better too. And we always have fun, great games, and everyone just having a great time.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying yourselves, and I'm glad, like you said, getting to know the players better and some that you don't know. I mean, you have some players like your teammate, Franzzii. He was actually discovered going by the name Peter Pandem back then, but I remember back in old Frag High, he just happened to be a high-level TMM player, and look at him now, playing for one of the best teams in the world. He got his start in those in-house leagues, so I hope that we actually do discover some more talent in the in-house league. But Chessie, once again, congratulations. You're going to be playing another game, or it's getting pretty late over there. You got to go to sleep, or what?
I'm way too tired of that game. That was so intense. I'm definitely going to sleep now.
It was a good game. Well, thank you very much for coming on, man. Any shout-outs before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to Limpan of Doom. I know you're watching.
Shout out to your brother, indeed. All right, Chessie, thank you very much for coming on, man. We'll catch you later, and good luck in your future matches, future IHL, Han Tour, whatever you're playing in. Good luck. We'll catch you later.
Thank you, Reef. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, guys, so that was Complexity's Chessie coming on for a little bit of a winner's interview. And let me take a look at IRC right now. We've actually got another game coming up already. Once again, it is going to be Team Tralf versus Team Franzzii. So we're going to get that set up very, very soon here. And that'll be the final game for me for the day. And I'm going to try to grab a co-caster real quick, see if anybody wants to do that. And I'm going to play some commercials while we're waiting. So make sure to tune in for those. And one more big shout out to the CryoNine Inhouse League for actually helping to put this on, making this a possibility. The admin team over there, Bartlett, we got Savannah, Lalon, Super KGE. Without them, this would not be possible. And thank you for all watching. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with some more CryoNine IHL. And another big shout out to Complexity Gaming for allowing coLcast to happen. Without them, I would not be here able to bring you guys a lot of games. So check them out over at ComplexityGaming.com, where Han Tour is on the front page, and thank them for their involvement in the Han scene. And of course, a big shout out to the Complexity sponsors: QPad, PNY, Origin, Sound Blaster Creative, G8 Brand, and Twitch. Guys, we'll be right back in a minute with more Team Tralf versus Team Franzzii CryoNine Inhouse League with me, your casting host, Beef.